And welcome everybody to 12 o'clock show with Mayor Joe. We're going to come back to you again. Apparently there was a little technical issue on that one. Just want to give a quick update first. The AEP is out and about in multiple areas in the city trying to get power back to everybody, specifically starting with areas around the traffic light. As a matter of fact, City Hall and Reynoldsburg Police Department are running on backup generators at the moment, so hopefully we'll get all of this stuff done soon, as well as everything else. But the real thing that everybody wants to know is, are we still having the Tomato Festival? Yes, we are. But we'll more on that in a little bit. So we're going to welcome Paige here from the Nursing Nest.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
I appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about your company and what you do.
So the Nursing Nest is a Central Ohio nonprofit. We are focused on supporting maternal mental health and improving infant care access at events. We do this by bringing infant care access areas to community events. This is our first season, so far we've been to 5 events. The Reynoldsburg Tomato Festival will be number 6. And we bring a diaper changing table, place to nurse, like a seat. You can bottle feed there as well, and water access, and of course fans because it's pretty hot.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that, with all the weather that we've been getting, at least it's not 95, 98 degrees, things like that. So that's
Very
good.
True.
So why was it important for you to sponsor the Tomato Festival this year?
We are Reynoldsburg residents, so we are very happy to bring our services, to our neighbors and show up for people in our community here. And we know that the Tomato Festival brings people of all generations, so supporting families in our community is really important to us.
Well, that's cool. Actually, I was not aware that you were residents of Reynoldsburg, so that just makes it even fun. One good common question we have, especially with something like this, what's the favorite part of doing this? What's your favorite part of it?
I think the community, the way the community receives it, we've got a really good reception from anyone that we talk to. And I think seeing the families just feel supported and cared for is really important, and just seeing like the relief wash over people. We have, after our services, we have people fill out surveys if they're able to, and everyone has said that it's reduced stress or overwhelm, so that's really important. And we see people come up and they just say, wow, this is so wonderful. How did no one think of this sooner? And it's just really great to see how well it's been received so far.
All right. Well, we're really appreciative of it. Now, how can people get a hold of you to participate in other events? So let's say there's somebody watching from, the Obed Zucchini Fest or something like that. What would be the best way to get in touch with you?
That's funny you say Obed Zucchini Fest because that's where we're going next. So we'll be at Obed Zucchini Festival after that. But they can go to our website, thenursingnest.org. We have an event form that anyone can fill out there to request us.
All right. Any questions that have come in or anything like that?
Just compliments about how amazing it is.
Yeah. So it's actually nice. It's a return. We actually had a service similar to this, I think one of the first years that we did the Tomato Festival, but it had gone away and now back and better than ever. So I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you out there sometime over the next couple of days.
Sounds great. We're happy to be here.
Thanks a lot for being here.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. All right, everybody, again, the Nursing Nest is going to be here. A wonderful opportunity to have basically a nice space to provide care for the children and all of that. As we said, we got a lot of things to talk about today, so we're going to go through as best as we can. First thing we're going to start off with, obviously, is the Tomato Festival time. Tomato Festival is going to be a huge thing. We've talked about it a few times before as far as the wristbands. Everybody gets a wristband, and depending on what part of the event you are, you might get more than one if you're in the beer garden versus the reserved seating and all of that. Anyone 21 and up can come in with the wristbands, and you can bring, right now we're looking at up to 4-ish or so individuals. If you're 18 years old, you can still come in with a wristband, but you are not allowed to bring in other kids, because what we've noticed is sometimes your people are bringing in a significant number of kids that are not related, not connected, and anything like that, no responsibilities with it. But we've got a lot of cool activities starting off. The first one, the overall activities, we've got the hidden ticket for the VIP table each day. So that's going to be hidden somewhere on the festival grounds when we open up tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So you can get that. And then you can have a VIP table for that evening. Same thing with Friday and Saturday. The tomato competition, they got to be submitted by today. And is it a 5 p.m. deadline or something like that? Or
2 to 7.
2 to 7. So you've got a very limited time to get that done. And this is one thing I wanted to bring up. We all know that right now the pay-to-play fees for the school district are pretty high. So if you are coming to the Tomato Festival and you're going to go out to the beer garden and enjoy a couple of beverages there while you're enjoying the music or just in general, please know that we have actual athletic boosters that are going to be in those areas the entire time, and they are collecting tips. Now, these are not tips like, when somebody turns around the board and you have to sign off on a tip for something that's there. This is really tip as a kind way of saying to support your athletic booster organizations. Well, a lot of groups are going to be in there, and they're trying to generate revenue to make sure that they can cover some of the costs for some of those individuals that are having trouble making their pay-to-play fees. We all know that the more kids are involved in athletics and extracurricular activities, the better. So if you're out there, and even if you're not participating and having a beverage at the beer tent, feel free and take a look at them. I'm sure they'll have options to make donations in addition to some of the other things that we've got going on. So let's go ahead and support all of our student athletes and extracurricular organizations out there over the next couple of days. All right, the itinerary. Thursday, opening ceremonies, 5:30 to 6 p.m. And then when everyone else shows up, the really important stuff goes on, which is the pageant finale. We're going to figure out who is the Tomato King and the Tomato Queen. So that's going to be a lot of fun there as well. Kids Corner will be available from 4 to 8 p.m. The Tomato Wars with that $500 first prize, sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard, is going to be there from 6 to 7 p.m. right on Davidson, kind of in that same area where it's always been. It's easier to clean up a lot of tomato stuff off the concrete and asphalt as opposed to anywhere else. And then we have great music coming in. We've got the 77 Experience and Seven Bridges Eagles Tribute Band. And that's going to probably start, is that 7-ish, I think is when it's going to start, give or take a little bit?
6:30.
6:30. So we've got that in there. So you'll be able to see the opening ceremonies. You'll even be able to see, most of the Tomato Wars, and then you can go ahead and shift over for there. Now on Friday, we're going to start things off very quiet-like with the sensory time organized by Jessica Rosenthal in our Parks and Rec department. They're going to come in, and it's going to be a very quiet, relaxing environment. The rides are going to be available. Nationwide Children's Hospital is one of the sponsors on that. So those that are impacted by that sensory style will have an opportunity to enjoy the entire Tomato Festival on kind of like a more scaled down version of things. So that's an awesome opportunity for our community. We'll open back up the doors at 4 o'clock. And again, from 4 to 8, we'll have the Kids Corner which is kind of, I don't want to call it controlled or run by, but the Lions Club will be out there working on that one, as well as the Leo Club from the high school. And then music that night, we've got Drew Hill at 8:30 to 10 p.m. And I cannot remember, the opening act is...
The opening act at 6 o'clock is DJ Black Unicorn. And then at 7, we have Rhea Black.
There you go. So we've got a lot of awesome music on that one. The music is going to be crazy. And then what I think is going to be the most cooperative weather day is actually going to be Saturday so far. We're going to kick things off early with the 11 o'clock car show from 11 to 4:30. Kids Corner will be available from 12 to 8. Jazz, Dance, and More from 1 to 2 p.m. And the OMAC Martial Arts Group will be here doing a presentation from 2 to 2:30. Paint and Sip is 1 to 3 p.m. And I believe you can register for that online.
Yep.
Pizza Challenge is available, and so that information, we're going to get that out there as to all the different pizza places that are going to be participating. It's a really simple thing. This is one of my fun things that I get to work with. Basically, it's for $5. You get to go in, and you're going to be able to sample pizzas from, I think we're up to 6 or 7 actual pizza locations, and you're either going to get your traditional pepperoni pizza, or you're going to have one of their specialty pizzas from all of these locations, and then you're going to basically have a plate. And whichever plate that comes out, if it's the plate that's yellow and you're like, hey, I like that yellow piece, you'll put your raffle ticket in and vote for that, and then you'll find out who it is, and we'll make the announcement as to who each of these pizza winners are all the way across. Right after that, we're going to rush from that location, and then we've got the spaghetti eating contest. If you are interested in eating a pound of spaghetti, this is your opportunity to shine. It's going to be there. It's going to be great. Carfagna's is supplying all of the spaghetti sauce and pasta, so thank you to them. So that was a lot of fun. But come out, sign up, and it's always fun to watch the group of people and get encouraged to eat a pound of spaghetti in a very short period of time. Sometimes it's very nice and neat. Other times there's not as much of a splash zone as the tomato smash, but definitely a lot of spaghetti going everywhere. Speaking of the tomato smash, that's from 5 to 6 p.m. on Saturday, and it's basically right kind of in the area in between the senior center and the food vendor area. And this, while a lot of kids are enthusiastic about this, a lot of adults are also kind of enthusiastic about basically taking the shoes and socks off and standing in a puddle full of tomatoes and squishing them until you get as much tomato juice as possible. So that's going to be a lot of fun as well. And then follow that night, Everclear is going to be there. Actually saw an article in the Dispatch was actually talking about that today. So Everclear will be here on Saturday night, coming on stage about 8:30 p.m. And their opening acts are completely different because I didn't have that written down.
At 7 p.m., it's Zoo Trippin'.
Zoo Trippin', there you go. So it is going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a couple of changes. Obviously, the weather has made things entertaining because it's not like we didn't have enough going on this week. So we had to kind of move a couple of things around. But I encourage you when you get there to explore the entire area. Make sure you go and visit all of the vendors, all of the different organizations that are there. I know the band Reynoldsburg Raider Marching Pride will be there with their fried green tomatoes. I know we'll have booths from various organizations all the way throughout, including the Visitors Bureau, school district will be there, and all things like that. So come and check it out. You'll see staff all over the place. They'll be wearing really nice green shirts. And if you're jealous and say, hey, I want a shirt like that except cooler, then we do have volunteer shirts as well available, and people can volunteer for those things. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Any questions about the Tomato Festival so far?
Nope, but I did just want to add, because I've seen it a lot, it is open to everyone. It is not restricted to just residents.
Yep, open to everybody. Everybody can come and enjoy it. All right, so earlier that day, we're going to be kicking off the 7th annual Mulligan Golf Tournament at Westchester Golf Course, just down in Canal Winchester. It's $125 for golfer or a team for $500. There's a lot of cool prizes, gift baskets and things like that they provide, but they also have contests for closest to the pin, longest drive, all that fun stuff. So if you're interested in that, check that out. I still think there's an opportunity for you to sign up. I know there's going to be a number of people there that are going to kind of kick things off, and I'm sure I will be dressed in my Saturday best for that one. So come on and check that out, because all of the proceeds for it go to Heart Food Pantry and the Reynoldsburg Education Foundation. So come and join us for that one. Other events coming up in the next month or so, we have the the State of Ohio Fire Marshal Festival is going to be Saturday, September 12th. This is actually at the Fire Academy on Main Street, just down the road from here, still in Reynoldsburg. But they're going to do all sorts of things. They're going to have demonstrations, some exhibits, and I think this is going to be the fun one. Some of the challenges, do you have what it takes to be a firefighter? But it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure they'll have some food trucks there and some face painting and all sorts of cool things, so you can check that out. Road construction update. I know everybody loves road construction, especially after the last couple of days. But before we get too far of that, can we give basically a little round of applause, or go ahead and click like or love on this one for our street and parks crews that were out yesterday trying to get everything cleared up as best they can. They got people out there and they took care of all sorts of stuff on the roadway, clearing the trees out as best they could. So they were out working crazy yesterday. So thank you to our street, water, and parks crews for getting all of that stuff cleaned up, especially considering I don't think anybody realized that the weather was going to be exactly what it was yesterday, especially when you're looking at 83-mile-an-hour winds and all of that stuff. So again, thank you for that. But as far as the rest of the road construction stuff, there's a couple of updates. One, the residential roads are going to be starting to be worked on next week. We do know that Berkey is going to be starting next week. That one will be the water line work, as well as all of the other roads on the street program. Wagner Road Phase 2 is still aiming for just after Labor Day, and Summit Road will probably be towards the end of this month. So we're getting all of those things going across. But on Saturday, we have a really cool thing that I want you to take advantage of. We're going to have some poster boards up about our Bryce Road realignment project. So this is an opportunity for residents to come in and take a look at all of that fun stuff. So instead of having a separate meeting, we thought, hey, why don't we just do it at the Tomato Festival? We're going to have a lot of people here, but there's going to be some poster boards up about what the preliminary designs look like, how it's going to impact things, how it's going to straighten out that particular area, as well as some of the dedicated curb lanes that we're putting in for bike paths, street trees, and all sorts of things. It'll give you an opportunity to provide some input as we continue to move forward with an application for grant funding on that one. We do have a lot of funding for this project already between the federal government as well as CODA, so we're well on our way to it. We're just trying to make sure that we take advantage of those opportunities out there for grant funding. I will be there from 12 to 1 p.m. Happy to answer any of those questions about Bryce Road, but we will also put out next week a QR code with information on it as well if you're interested in participating. So we've got that going on. I'm looking forward to that. Other parks programming, because believe it or not, the Tomato Festival is here, and we're going to blink, and it's going to be all over. So there's other things coming up. So the first one is the adult prom is going to be Saturday, September 19th, from 6 to 9 p.m. at Eastside. And all of this is, first of all, it's a lot of fun. You get to go, you get to dress up to however extent you want. Somebody's going to get named prom king and prom queen, so that'll be fun. Be able to support a local business like Eastside and all of that. But all the funding from that goes to help support our scholarship program for residents to actually get a little bit of money off some of our parks and recreation adventures that we do. So hopefully you can join us and participate in that. We also have the Reynoldsburg Pace Walking Series. So this is finding out a little bit more about how to live healthy with the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center, the James Walking Series. So Thursday, September 10th, 17th, and 24th from 6 to 7:30 at Huber Park will be there. You're going to get a free t-shirt and potential other prizes, but mostly you're going to get some good information about some good habits to avoid any of the issues that were related to cancer, and it's a great opportunity just to get out and exercise a little bit. I believe I'll be going to the one on the 17th. I think the other two I've got something previously committed, but definitely that's the one that I'm going to head to. All right, I know that's a whole bunch of information already. Anything else before I move on to the next one?
Just a question asking, is there power at the park, meaning the park wasn't affected by the power outage?
So the interesting thing about this is, I would say, with the exception of the senior center building itself, power to the park is actually all provided by generators. So that's how all that's set up. So that's actually not impacted by this particular thing. Fingers crossed that the senior center is there because that's where we house a lot of staff and other things as well. But as far as the power goes, you're still going to have the lights and rides and all that fun stuff is all set to go. But good question.
That's it.
All right. Other things coming up, we did have to cancel my walk and talk last night between the weather and everything else. It was more important for everybody to take care of whatever was going on in their yards. So I will have one last walk and talk. This will be on September 10th, and we're going to start at Retton and Stouter. So we'll go through. So if you weren't able to make it to the previous ones, and obviously last night's canceled, you're more than welcome to join me for that one. It's always a good opportunity to hear from residents, specifically about that area that you're in, but usually the conversation goes to, hey, I heard this was going in at this building, this is going here, or why can't we have this? Those are some good conversations to have that are a little bit easier to have when you're doing it, when you're walking and having a conversation than on social media. It's not always contained to that. We can always talk about all sorts of different things, but definitely looking forward to that one on September 10th. We also have on Saturday, August 22nd at the Senior Center from 9 to 5 is the Franklin County Auditor's Office is going to be hosting a property tax review. So if you have any questions about how that goes down, you can always reach out and stop in. Auditor Stinziano and his staff will be there to answer your questions about property taxes moving forward. Let's see here. We do have a couple of big thank yous. Thank you to the Lions Club for their work on cleaning up Taylor Road. They do their litter cleanup there. And thank you to the Reynoldsburg Area Democrats. They were out on Lancaster Avenue this past weekend as well. We have a couple of cash drops coming up. I know we had some last weekend, this weekend as well. On the 15th, we have boys soccer. And on August 22nd, we have girls soccer. And then on August 29th, we have the Reynoldsburg Junior Raiders that are going to be out there as well. So we got a lot of information, a lot of cool musical acts, but the big thing is Tomato Festival is on. Staff is already out there. We're getting things in place. Working a little bit faster than we usually do because usually we have yesterday and today. But like I said, the weather was kind of entertaining yesterday. So we're going to get that taken care of with that. Any last second questions?
Nope.
All right, they will come up after this one because they're all going to wonder, how can I come along to visit us at our next location that we're going to do our show? We are actually going to take a field trip next week, and we are going to visit the Franklin County Dog Shelter. I really think this is mostly just for staff to go and play with dogs, and the show just happens to be a benefit, but we get a chance to go out there next Wednesday, and we're going to do the show live from the Franklin County Dog Shelter, so it's going to be a lot of fun. For everybody else, I did want to say for everybody who wished me happy birthday last week, I appreciate it. My office was decorated so spectacularly, and because I turned the big 5-0, it was very tastefully done and not, anything with like inflatable walkers or anything else like that. So thanks to everybody here at City Hall who was kind enough to help decorate the office and wish me a happy birthday. Really looking forward to the Tomato Festival. It's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely always exciting here at City Hall, especially with all the weather and that. but it's going to be a lot of fun. So everybody else, stay safe, stay respectful, and as always, please put your shopping carts away, and I will see you this weekend at the Tomato Festival. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.